Hey there. Today I am going to talk about what to do when you've made a mistake. So you've screwed up big time. Now what do you do? The first thing is to take responsibility. So if you've blown up at your coach or you missed a really important deadline, take accountability, take ownership for what you've done. Let your coach know I overreacted. Let your teacher know I procrastinated. Let your parents know I chose to hang out with friends instead of studying. Take responsibility, because otherwise, if you justify or if you blame, it sounds like a whole bunch of excuse making, and nobody wants to hear an excuse. The next thing is to accept consequences for your actions. So when we've screwed up, there's likely going to be consequences. Accept them. So maybe the coach is going to sideline you at the next game, or maybe your grade is going to suffer. Don't try and convince your teacher that you should be the exception to the rule. Don't try and convince your coach that she should let you skate by and be disrespectful to her if you've blown up at her. And instead, accept your consequences. So talk to the teacher about a chance to earn some extra credit to bring your grade back up, or be the best sideline player at the next game that you could possibly be. Cheer on your teammates, help carry equipment. That's how you show that you've accepted your consequences. Learn from your mistakes. So if you've learned that you tend to blow up at your coach when you're really tired, or if you've learned that you tend to procrastinate on really big projects, those are really valuable things to know about yourself. However, if you don't implement what you've learned, then it's kind of for nothing. So you want to make sure you move on to the next step, which is implement what you've learned. So if you learned that you tend to blow up at your coach when you're really tired, then implement going to bed earlier during that particular sports season. If you've learned that you tend to procrastinate on really big projects, then maybe what you need to do is break projects down into much smaller chunks and schedule them out way in advance so you're working on little bits and pieces at a time. Implement what you've learned. And then finally, move on. So once you've taken responsibility, you've accepted your consequences, you've learned from your mistakes, and you've implemented what you've learned, it's time to move on. Don't dwell on your mistakes. Accept that you're human, you made a mistake, you will continue to make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up over it. Move on and let go.